All right, so to get started, obviously we're gonna need the appetizer. So what we got here is we're gonna make a little mix for the dipping sauce, right? Because today we are making fried shrimp, right? And to obviously you can't just have shrimp alone. You're gonna want to dip it in something. So right here we got we're gonna make a mix of two sauces. We got our tartar base tartar sauce, which is just mayo, oil, a pinch of salt, and celery, right? That's it. And we're also gonna add a little bit of spice, right? And we're gonna add this homemade hot sauce. This is just chilies. Right, I don't know how he made it, but it's made by my grandfather. Right, so we're just gonna add a little bit in here for a little bit of spice, but not too much. All right, so now we're gonna get started with our shrimp. Right, we got these butter fried shrimp. Since they're already like coated and everything, we just gotta put them in there. All right, we're gonna go with 8, so they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just like that. That's enough. And now we're, all right. Actually, you know what? We like shrimp in my family, so you know what? Let's add 2 more. Let's make that 10. All right. So 9 and 10. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that cook, take it out, and enjoy. All right, now that our shrimp is done, right, we let it rest, right, now it's good. Now we're gonna plate it up. Now right here we got 4 limes, because obviously if we're gonna have some fried, you're gonna want it, right? I have them just spread out this way so that it looks nice. Now we're just gonna put the shrimp on there, right? We're gonna put it, right, around, and we're using a square for this one. All right, we're gonna do it like this. All right, we're gonna make a shrimp pyramid. All right, that's what we're gonna make. So bang, 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 bang. Just like that, we got ourselves a shrimp, what's that? Shrimp pyramid. And as a final touch, gonna grab some cut celery, gonna put it on top. And just like this, it's ready to eat. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start up on our garlic bread. And now me and my family, we do garlic bread a bit differently. So what we're gonna do is, all right, we're just gonna grab some of this fresh parsley that my mom grows right here in our own backyard. This right here, this is enough. That simple thing right here is gonna make changes. All right, so let's take this. Once we grab our parsley, obviously we're gonna have to wash it, right, to get off any dirt or anything that had outside. All right, so just a little rinse, that's gonna be good enough. Alright, so now for this one, you're gonna need a saw blade, obviously your own knife. We're using 1 clove of garlic, and right now we're using unsalted Irish butter. We're gonna use this one because this one right here, this one is very good butter, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So obviously we have our big loaf of bread, and we're not gonna use all this, so we're just gonna go ahead and cut this in half. Alright, so set this half aside. We're gonna grab this half, and what we do is, right, 1 finger thick, right, so about that thick. We're gonna cut it diagonally to make our slices, right? Just like that. This one's a bit too thin, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a bit thicker piece, all right? All right, so this is how we do it. Cut diagonally across, just like that. All right. Obviously, none of these pieces are equal in length, but who cares? All right. Finish it off with 1 more. Just like that. Now we have our pieces. Now that we have our pieces, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make the butter. So we grab our parsley, and we just want to very finely just dice it up. Right, we're just gonna do this. All right. Just like that until it's like this. All right. So we grab our parsley. All right. We're just gonna put it right in here, and we're gonna use this to actually combine everything together. All right. And because this butter is unsalted, thanks to the garlic, we don't need any salt. And let's just put parsley in there. Gonna grab our butter. We're gonna take. All right, we're gonna grab our butter and our garlic right here. We're gonna grab the garlic and we're gonna press it. All right, we're just gonna grab this clove of garlic, put it in there, and we're just gonna mash. All right, just mash it. Beat it up. All right, just beat up the garlic. There we go. That way we combine the garlic with the parsley nicely. Just do it like that. All right. Once it gets like this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our butter. And you don't need that much butter, to be honest. So we're just gonna take about this much. All right, about this much butter. This really all we need. All right. We're gonna put it in there. Now we're gonna mash until everything is fully incorporated, and we have a nice little garlic butter. All right. All right, so once we have our butter ready, right, what we're gonna do is using this same thing, or you can use like a butter spoon, a butter knife or something. We're gonna use this thing. We're just gonna spread it on there. All right, just spread it on there just like that. That's why you want to make enough so that all the bread has some, right? Just like this. Right? Just like that. Alright, so obviously once you've washed your broccoli, get all that bacteria and stuff off of it, you're gonna take this out, right? With a spoon, you're gonna want to grab any excess butter that may be on there. All right, you can just put this in the dishwasher, and now you're gonna want to scoop up all the leftover butter with a spoon. All right, just put it on the skillet. All right, you can spread it around. All right, just that. All right, now this is very simple. All of this is just pouring the broccoli on there. All right, using the same spoon, right? Since it has butter on it, you can just mix it around. All right, and because it's a stir fry, all right, you might have some more butter in there, so just gonna whip that out. All right. Just put it in there. Because it's a stir fry, it's not gonna take too long to do, right? So I wanna, just a little bit of broccoli, not too much. Right. Put it in there. All right. So with the broccoli, you might wanna add another spoonful of butter. All right, so just spoonful of sugar, mix them, you know what I'm saying? Like Mary Poppins, right? Pour it in there, all right? Let it melt, get all melty and stuff, all right? You're gonna wanna spread this around, all around, all right? And once the broccoli, ooh, that's not good. Once the broccoli, all right, gets a nice color to it, and once it gets soft, right, that's when you know you're done, Alright, so just do it like this. Alright, just mix it around a little bit. Mix that butter around up and down and all around so that all of the broccoli could get some in on some of this action. Alright. So now, while we got all of that taken care of, we're gonna get onto the salad. Now, right now we're just making a simple Caesar salad, nothing too crazy. We're gonna grab freshly washed and dried romaine lettuce, croutons. Right here we got garlic seasoned and butter flavor. This is what we had in our pantry, but if you want to use regular croutons, you can. Parmesan, and it's because we didn't have any Caesar sauce, we're gonna use this. This is called tartar sauce, and the way my family makes it is that we just grab celery, garlic, a little bit of cilantro, a tad bit of salt, and mayonnaise. And that's it to make this. All right. What we're gonna do here, right? We're just gonna rip it up with our hands, all right? Put it in our bowl. All right. We do this so that it keeps its moisture, right? And it stays a bit wet. All right, so that's the base right there. Now we're just gonna add croutons, tartar sauce, and this. All right, so we're gonna add a couple croutons right there. Couple croutons right there. Some tartar sauce. And let's just spread that in there. Alright. And lastly, but not least, Parmesan cheese. I'm just gonna all up in there. And that's it. That's it. Alright, so once your tomatoes is nice and looking like this, right? Once you start smelling it, it smells like Italy in your house. We're just gonna peel off the tomato skin. Alright? And once we peel it off, we're gonna blend it. And that's gonna make our sauce. Alright, so once you're done with your tomatoes, you wanna put them in with your onions and peppers. You're just gonna blend them up. That's it. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and brown our meat. Alright, so we got our meat right here. Alright, so obviously since my meat was frozen, I had to cook it down a little bit. Alright, I turned it off for now, but I just turned it back on so I can separate it. But now we can actually get on with the main course, which is spaghetti with some bolognese sauce. Alright, look at this. We're just gonna remember that the meat is already seasoned. We don't have to put anything else in there. Well, technically you can, because all of this is to taste, right? You just keep going until you yourself feel that it's good, right? So we're just gonna let that brown a little bit, and once it's nice and done, we're gonna add our sauce. All right, so once your meat is like this, right, nice and brown, nice and cooked, you're gonna wanna add that sauce we made, right? So we're just gonna grab a blender, all right? Remember that this sauce has tomatoes incorporated in it, right? I'm gonna pour it in there. All right, last bit of that. And now we're gonna mix it around. All right, we're gonna grab a big spoon, just mix it. All right. Now I'm gonna add one more thing to this. All right, I'm gonna add one more thing, and all I'm gonna add is just some paprika, right? You know, everybody knows paprika, just a little bit to give it that nice, all right? That's about enough. All right, just a little bit of paprika, right? All right, just mix it around, mix it. And now this is the part that you're gonna, all right? You're gonna want to add, right? Look at this. All right, this is the part that you want to, this part right here, this part is up to you, right? What I do, right, is that we're gonna grab some salt, and this is just up to you. This is up to you. If you can add it, you can, right? I might add it. We're just gonna have to taste test it, make sure it's good, right? And you should keep going until it's fine for you, right? It's all personal preference, right? So we're gonna let this simmer for a little bit, right? We're gonna close it up, and in let's give it like 2-3 minutes. We're gonna taste test it, see if it needs some more salt, and we'll add it, right? We just keep it. All right, this is all personal preference. It's up to you if you want to add it or not. God knows I freaking, But that's it. Now we just gotta get the pasta done and we can eat. We want to mix it up. All right. All right, so once you got your sauce going, right, after you already added that mixture, you're gonna want to start up on your pasta water, right? And obviously, we're gonna add a little bit of salt to this water. All right, so just season it up a little bit. That's enough. And now, let's check this up. Right now, I got it on a slow simmer. Right, but we're gonna add one more thing. We're gonna add some wine. All right, now this is 100% optional, but why not? Right, so just open this up. Oh yeah, and just like that. That's the final touch. That's all you're gonna need. That's it. All right, so about 2-3 minutes after you put your pasta in the water, we're gonna go ahead and put our bread in the air fryer. Now, you wanna put as many as can fit, right? If you have to squeeze them in, squeeze them in. All right, we're gonna put all of our bread, butter side up. Butter side up, remember that. Butter side up in the fryer. That way it gets a nice bake. Let's put this one on the bottom because the top is already done. Gonna bake it. We're not gonna need the full 30 minutes. Start it up. Now it's only gonna be in there until, hold on, let me turn this light on. All right, put it in there until the butter is nice and melted and the bread is nice and, all right. Now to test if the water is good or not, there are 3 ways to do it. Number 1, throw it. If it sticks, you're good. Now we're not gonna do that. Number 2, check the inside, right? If there's still some white in there, you still need to cook it. And number 3, just eat it. Just eat it. All right.
Uno.
All right. So once you've tested your pasta and you think it's good, you're gonna grab it very carefully, strain it out. In this same pot, right? I'm gonna take it up. Swing. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna plate it up. I have these tweezers, but you can use a fork if you want to. This is just easier for me. We're gonna grab a little bit, right? Put it on there and just twist. All right, I'm gonna twist it and let it go. So that way, you have a nice little spiral going. So now, right in the middle of that spiral, right? Gonna grab a big spoon. And you gotta make sure the sauce to pasta ratio is just right. And we're gonna put it right on top, right? Maybe a little more right here. Right? Now we got the pasta plated up. Now we're gonna transfer over here. Gonna grab one of these breads, put it right next to it. And we're gonna grab our Parmesan cheese. Grab the Parmesan cheese, right on top. And just like that, we're done. Now, we're gonna put everything together. Pasta, bread, broccoli, drink, and salad. All right, now that we got our water boiling, we're gonna go ahead and make some lemon tea. Now I would make a fresh batch, but I checked in there. We have some leftover from yesterday, right? So we're just gonna use this and add onto it. So in our tea, right, we're gonna add our chopped ice, just straight in there. Right? Now we're gonna add this, right? This is actually the whole tea, right? This is the lemon part of it, right? We're gonna add, now we're gonna add one, right? Now we're gonna mix it up. Okay. Just like that, we have our main course. Bolognese, garlic bread, Caesar salad, stir-fried broccoli, and some lemonade. Now it's time to enjoy. And later on, we got on that dessert. Alright, so after you got your oven preheated, you're gonna go on to the caramel, which pretty much is the basis of the quesillo, right? And if you have a good caramel, you're gonna have a good quesillo. So what you're gonna wanna do is, right, you're gonna grab this mold that was specifically made for the quesillo, right? And you're gonna get 6 spoonfuls of sugar and about 4 teaspoons of water. And you're gonna just put them on the quesillo. And so that's what we're gonna do right now. Just pop it on there, all right? And then your water. You're gonna wanna like spread it out like this, all right? And now all you really wanna do is just gotta put it on the fire. And you just want the sugar to melt. All right, so with the caramel, what the secret is that you do not want to mix it around, right? What you want is for the caramel for the sugar and the water to combine, and for the sugar to melt, right? And you could use white sugar, but we're gonna use brown sugar because brown sugar gives it a better taste, right? Let's put it that way. And for what you want is, right, you want an amber color, like a light, like an orangish color, right? Right. And all you want to do is right. That's what you want to do right there. You want to get a nice amberish color, right? You don't want the caramel to get too brown because your quesillo then gets too brown. And what we're looking for is a nice amber-like color, right? Once you see it bubbling, right, you're gonna wanna using like anything to cover your hand. You're gonna wanna move it around a little bit, right? Do not mix with a spoon though. That's a big part. You can't mix with a spoon, right? So you're gonna want to grab it and just move it around like this, so that all of it becomes solidified, right? I'm gonna put it back on the heat now. I'm gonna keep it going. Obviously, we got some clumps right there. So with those clumps, what you can do is you can crush them up. Just make sure to not, and I'm saying this right, do not mix it, right? If you mix it, it's a mess, all right? All right, so once your sugar has fully melted, right, and it has that good, like, a thick consistency that a caramel should have, what you want to do is you want to cover the entire area of the bowl, right? You want to cover the entire area of the bowl, so that way you get as much caramel around the quesillo as that you want, right? And after you get the entire area, that's what we're gonna put in the mixture that we're gonna make right now. All right, once your caramel gets to this color, right, and you already have it around the perimeter, you're gonna want to turn the fire off, right? At this point, you just want to let it go, like leave it alone for now, because we're gonna get onto the actual quesillo mixture, right? So over here, what we got is rubber Play-Doh. We got 5 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking soda, a whole can of sweetened condensed milk, and a whole can of evaporated milk. So what you're gonna want to do is, right, you want to crack these eggs, right? And you want to put them in the blender, because in the blender, that's where everything's gonna come together. All right, so you just wanna. All right, so there goes one. Obviously, you're gonna want to make sure that there is no eggshell in there, because for obvious reasons, you know, like you don't want no eggshell in your dessert. And because this is this dessert does take a while to make. When you're making a full course meal, you're gonna want to make it first so that it's good, so that it can actually so that it can be already cold by the time you're gonna eat it. It's also a very light dessert, right? So after you have a big meal, you can just take a tiny piece off, or a big piece. I don't judge. Like me personally, I'm big, so I'm gonna take a big piece. All right. So it already depends on how much you want. Usually it's like oh, come on, right? There we go. There we go. That's 5 eggs. You're gonna want to set these aside. You're gonna want to put in vanilla extract. All right. This is about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. All right. Here's a teaspoon of baking powder. All right. Just pour it in there. All right. And you're gonna want a whole can of evaporated milk. All right. We're using Baker's Corner. All right. You're just gonna want to pour the whole thing in there. All right. And we don't use sugar for this one. Well, apart from the caramel. But for the mix, you're gonna want sweetened condensed milk. All right. You just pour the whole thing in there. All right. You can use the Play-Doh to like help you, because obviously it's a condensed milk is very thick. All right. So you just pour the whole can in there. Depending on how sweet you want your quesillo to be, you can use like another can. All right. We usually go with 2, but for today we're only gonna do 1. All right. So you just want to put all of that in there. All right. You know, if your kids, all right, because this stuff's good, trust me. If your kids want some of that, all right, just like that. Yeah. Let's just get this last little bit that's in there. All right. There we go. All right. I'm gonna set that aside. And we are going to go ahead and blend all of this together. All right, so, and just blend it. All right, that's about good enough. All you want is all of the ingredients to be mixed together. All right, so now what you're gonna do is, snap that shit burnt. Just move it up a little. Right? Remember to take the caramel off the heat, else it's gonna burn. All right, so now what you wanna do is grab your mixture, right? You're gonna wanna pour it right on top of the caramel, right? Just like this. Right? Just like that. And get every last drop. There we go. Alright. Now what you want to do? We're good. Now what you want to do is you want to grab a pan that's big enough so that you can actually put this in here. You can use this big, right? So a square pan. Do not ask the measurements because I do not know. Alright. Before you do that, you're gonna want to grab your lid. Alright, you want to cover it up. Be careful to not burn yourself. This isn't hot. No, it's not. Alright, we're just gonna close it up. Alright. Close this baby up. Alright. Just like that. Like that. Alright. Go close it up just like this. Feel it. Yep. Close it up just like that. Then you're gonna wanna carefully pick it up, because obviously we know it's hot. All right, pick it up and put it right in. Oh snap! That's it, man. Oh snap! Right in the middle, right there, just like that. All right, and now what you want to do is, hold up. You're gonna grab this and want to fill it up with water. All right, there we go. Fill it up with water. All right, and you want to be up to like half, right? Half of the pan itself with water. And what we call this Mary's Bath. What this is gonna do is that it's gonna make the quesillo on the inside rise and get like a nice spongy flavor. From here, all you do is put it in the oven, right? Obviously, we preheated the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're just gonna go on right in there. All right, and that's gonna stay in there for about 1 hour. All right, so we set the clock. Oh, hold on. Timer. All right, we set the timer to 1 hour.